Imagine three children born on the same day, in three distant corners of the world. Each child destined for a life shaped not by their own choices, but by the circumstances they inherited. In Syria, amidst the echoes of war, Omar opened his eyes to a world already in ruins. His first memories were the sound of bombs and the sight of his mother's tearful face. By the time he was 10, he had lost his entire family to the conflict. Left alone, he fell into the hands of extremists who promised him food, shelter, and a purpose. They fed him hatred instead of knowledge, a gun instead of a book. By the time he was a teenager, he had become what the world feared most, a child turned into a weapon. Thousands of miles away in Sudan, Kofi was born under the scorching African sun. His family struggled to survive in a land plagued by poverty and violence. At just 8 years old, he was taken from his village and forced to become a child soldier. The rifle they placed in his small hands was heavier than his dreams. He never learned to read, never played with toys, only learned how to survive one battle at a time. His life ended before it had truly begun, lost in a nameless skirmish that would never make the news. Meanwhile, in the United States, Michael took his first breath in a bright hospital room. He grew up with books in his hands, encouragement from his parents, and teachers who recognized his talent. He went to the best schools, had access to the finest education, and dreamed of saving lives. Years later, he became one of the greatest heart surgeons in the world, a man whose hands brought life to others, not death. 3 children, 3 lives. None of them chose where they were born. Omar could have been a doctor, Kofi could have been a scientist, Michael could have been a soldier. The only difference between them was luck. The silent, invisible force that divides the world into those who live and those who don't. But what if the world had given each of them the same chance?